Back to our guest last week. It was really enjoyable, and I got a lot of good feedback from some of the listeners or in Facebook page that we've had, and they thought it was very inspiring that what she shared, because if she can write a book, anyone can write a book, right? And she literally started from scratch, and you were in there. This number 26, 27 co-authors or that shared their experience, and I thought that was incredible.
There was 19 authors.
Only 19 authors.
No. That was the summit, honey. You're getting the summit and the publisher mixed up. So the summit was 27. There was 27 women that were part of the summit, but for the publisher, in the book that came out, the co-authoring book, there was 19 of us in the book.
Wow, that's quite a number.
Yes, and just as a reminder for you listeners out there, we are doing a contest, just a review from last week. We are doing a contest entry book giveaway. So out of the 19 authors, you will receive a signed copy of the book. There's no guarantees as to which author the book will come from, but you will receive a signed book from one of the authors. We're going to be doing the draw in 2 weeks. So the draw will take place on the 12th of December. So go to Empowering Your Future on Facebook, or you can go to the website page itself, theliberatedwomen.com/talk-show. And you'll have the link there. So you can just click on the link and you can enter in and have your name in for the drawing on the 12th. We're going to do the draw here on Empowering Your Future. And then we will also post it on the Facebook page. So if anybody misses it or that, it will be posted. And then we'll be contacting you directly for the winners itself. So far, we've got, there's going to be 8 books we'll be giving away. So there may be more to come, but yeah, so far we've got 8 books that will be signed and given away.
Also, next Monday, one of our guests is Raji from Collective Evolution. I just want to, let some of our listeners know. And if any of you knows Collective Evolution, it's a media company. They cover anything from not just the media, but mind, body, and spirit. Anything that's a lot of documentary stories, actual really good stories, from climate change to anything that's mind, body, movement, documentary stories that's actually making an impact. They're one of the few companies out there, and they're growing quite rapidly. And so the creative director, Raji, is actually a good friend of mine and is really one of our partners for our business and our panelists that, we're doing several stories right now and we're partners with. But she's going to be coming on our radio show on Monday and promoting Empowering Your Future and anything that we do now that she's willing to go out of her way. Fantastic woman. She just came back from her retreat, I think today. And she wants to cover some of the, anything that we have that's really can contribute to Collective Evolution. She'll post it out there for us. And I'm looking forward next week having her on our show. And, I'm excited for you too, Jen, to ask her any questions. And she's come a long way. Mm-hmm. And they've got a lot of followers right now. And, I'm excited for them to be like the CNN of Canada. So it's going to be a great interview next week when we have her on our show.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to meet her and to have a conversation. So why don't you let some of the listeners know, because not everybody knows, what is Collective Evolution?
Collective Evolution is a journal. It's kind of like a news company for mind, body, and spirit. Okay. So anything that they kind of just remind me of, just to break it down, like a CNN, but they cover a lot more on, from mind, body, and spirit, and they do documentary stories on the environment, climate, and people that are making a difference, right? So they've got quite a number of stories that's been out there right now, from politics to the mindful cop to Buddhist monks that are doing meditation for the Halton police, and and medical practitioners that are doing yoga, nutrition, from life coaching, and some of the top, stories. So they're not just a media news, company, but pretty much they're trying to cover everything from all different perspectives, from the mind, body, and movement that in business. So they've grown quite rapidly. So they've been around about, I think, almost 6 years. But Raji will come on next week. She's going to tell us everything about what they're doing and the whole history of it. And that's pretty much, a short version of who Collective Evolution is. And they do have great parties too, right? So just to let you know. So they do have, that's why it's going to be great for you and me, Jen, for our business, but for our radio show, for them to cover it. And anything that we're doing the next couple of weeks, they're willing to share within the website, right?
Oh,
so
awesome.
Stay tuned, folks. Any listeners that you're out there, any questions that you have, please do listen to it. They're a great, great, great company. So,
do you have their information as far as to let the listeners know where they can find them or that? Or actually, we'll post it in the Facebook group. We'll post it in the Facebook group.
And I'll let Raji speak about that. Everything that from any stories that they're doing, not just from the whole history of what they've done, but any new documentary stories and from business and what they're doing right now. I'll let her speak to it next week. So it's going to be pretty exciting. And I'm going to ask about how she got started in the business, right? So she's a very exciting individual, and that I've sat down with her for about 2 hours, and she shared with me about her background, and she'll share with us next week, and we can all learn a lot from it. But it's great. She's growing quite rapidly in Canada, across the world actually. Their Collective Evolution.
Oh, awesome.
So, we will post it up for all you people that are listening out there. We'll send out an email. I'm going to post it in our Winnipeg meetup group, and Empowering Your Future. And it's going to be fantastic. And I'm very excited for you to especially you, Jen, to speak to Raji. So, to have her on and connect with you. Because she's got quite a number of followers, but the same philosophy and goals what you and I want to do with Empowering Your Future.
Oh, awesome! So I'm sure there's something that we can come up with together and create something.
Yes.
Get in some creative juices.
Absolutely, and some wine.
And what's funny? It's only recently I started drinking wine because really I like I prefer the hard stuff.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I prefer rum and Coke or vodka cranberry or tequila sunrise, or I can go on and on.
Tequila sunrise, wow! Yeah. These are strong drinks.
Yeah, I don't like the beer stuff. I don't drink any of that stuff at all whatsoever. Not at all. And I like staying home.
It's reverse for me. I used to like a lot of hard stuff like tequila sunrise too, and vodka and orange juice. But now I'm just like a wine, a glass of beer.
I want to take this opportunity right now and just kind of put this out there, seeing as, we are talking about alcohol. I want to remind everybody the holidays are coming, and there's a lesson that a lot of, millennials and that are not aware of. The younger generation may be a little bit more aware of it. So I want to let everybody know, just an FYI. Back in the days, our mentality or the concept that we were taught or that we were given is that if you go out and have a drink and you wait a few hours, have some coffee or that you're okay to drive home. And I want to let everybody know that you are not okay. And it is the complete opposite. Now with the new technology and stuff that they're doing, the truth is that if you have a drink, it takes a few hours to be able to get into your bloodstream. So by waiting a few hours thinking, I'll wait a few hours and go home, I'll be good, as much as you may feel good, the alcohol is in your bloodstream. So if you're pulled over, you can be ruined. And I also want to make it a point for people to take this seriously, because this is the life you have, your life in your hands, other people's life in your hands. You know what I mean? And it's just not worth it at the end of the day. And there's one little thing that people don't realize is, when you go through something like that, at the end of the day, there is a possibility the Transport Canada, I don't know about anywhere else in the world, but I do know Transport Canada has the right to refuse providing you with a driver's license. They can actually evoke it for life. They can actually not allow you to have one for life. So I just want people to know the severity of what's going on and how the new laws have actually changed. So with the holidays that are coming, please be responsible. Do not let your friends or family or anybody you know, even a stranger, do not let them drive if they've had a drink. And it's not just one drink or two drinks and you go home. It's not that. Just don't drive. If you know you're going to go out and have a drink and you'd like to enjoy yourself, even if it's just one or two drinks, please don't drive. And that's just my tip. I'm not trying to preach to anybody, but I find that this is something that's very, very serious. We make mistakes in life, but there's just some mistakes that we just can't take back. And I know that, nobody wants to live with certain things on their conscience, to know that they hurt somebody or they hurt themselves. So please be responsible over the holidays this year.
And I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, just between you, I just want to share with our listeners, because you're absolutely right. Because I have a friend that during this time of the year, she had like 2 beers. She thought it was out of her system. She was just about 3 blocks away from where she's living. And she happened to have like a flat tire. She turned around, right? So what has happened was there's this cruiser that's coming on the other side, turn around, and they saw her. She was pulled over, and, she was on the side, and she had a hazard. And next thing you know, they pulled over, asking for assistance, and they smelled alcohol on her. And they arrested her. Yeah. Right? Yeah. They arrested her even though she thought it was out of her system. So when she took that inhaler when you blow it, it showed it was still there.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. Because, we've been kind of, trained or taught from many, many years ago that, you go out, you have a drink, you wait it out, have a drink early in the night, and hours later you're good to go and you're fine to drive home. And really, we're now with the new technology and stuff finding out that we're absolutely wrong, because it takes a few hours to be able to get into your bloodstream. And those breathalyzer tests monitor the, what is it? The, what do they call it? The ratio, the alcohol blood level ratio in your body. So it takes a few hours to get into your bloodstream, but that is what they monitor. So the minute the alcohol reaches your bloodstream, I'm just going to tell you flat out, you're screwed. You're just screwed. There's a lot of penalties that come to it. It's not just, there's risking yourself, risking other people's lives, risking you losing your license for life. Forget about a suspended one, for life, because that is something that they have the right to do, and they don't discuss it and they don't tell people this. The other thing too is you get suspended, your car gets impounded, like all these different things that come along with it. So over the holidays, just be responsible, because the penalty is way, way, way too high. And I think that they should be teaching more about this, for the simple fact is, especially the older generation or middle and up, basically, we were always taught and told that, have your drink, wait it out, and you're good to go. And we're coming to find out that it's completely opposite. It's almost like if you have a drink or you take a shot and you walk out and you drive home and you do get pulled over, you're perfectly fine. You might smell it on your breath, but it's not in your bloodstream. It's not there yet, right? Because it hasn't gotten time. So it's really the waiting purpose. So, just be responsible. Remember, it's your life, and if you don't have respect for your life, please have respect for somebody else's.
Absolutely.
We all have a right to live. We all have a right to live on this planet.
And it can happen to anybody. Just when you think, it's not going to happen to me. It happened to several of my friends. Just to let you guys know, and they had to put like an ankle, like a bracelet on their ankle, just to like a monitor bracelet. Okay. Because they were only allowed to drive, because she was self-employed. She was only allowed to pick up her daughter and then come back. But she had to take like a breathalyzer, or every 2 weeks, right? So they put her on probation, right? So because of that incident, she thought it was out of her system.
Yep.
So
And it
that's
wasn't.
what happened.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. And this is not a joke, you know, and either